Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless of their mouths. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit! Jim and Eddie. Talk shit! Jim and Eddie. Talk shit! Jim and Eddie. Talking shit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jim and Eddie Talking Shit. This is episode 47 of a trilogy of 60.
I like to do that, to say like whatever episode it is and just make up a number.
Yeah, it's we've
like anybody goes, oh, I missed the last 67.
Yeah, we've ditched a lot of the bad ones. We've only put the good ones up. So this is number 47.
Although I have like a guilty pleasure that I hate to admit. I watch Entourage.
I love Entourage.
I hate it, and I think that last one was the last one.
I don't know if it was the last one.
It was. I looked it up. That was the season finale.
Then whatever happened to Ari getting... See, now you're dating this episode because people know when we recorded it. Whatever happened to Ari getting the football team?
I don't know.
Well, that was a storyline that went nowhere. And as always, Jason is in. Say hello, Jason.
How you guys doing?
Hey, enough out of you. Put the microphone down.
Could you get the microphone closer to your mouth when you talk?
No.
Are you stoned right now, Jason?
Yes.
How long have you been stoned for?
Life.
About an hour.
When did you start smoking pot in your life?
Just a few years ago.
Yeah, it's always the late bloomers that
there
get
is
so
a lot
into
of
it.
yeah, they get really into the whole lifestyle.
Yeah, you're obsessed with it, aren't you?
I'm fascinated with it.
Now, I got to tell you something that happened to me today, just before, because did I make you a chicken burger?
Yes, you did.
Was it all right?
It was excellent.
It was excellent.
It was
I always
delicious.
feed you, don't I?
Yes, you
How
did.
many chicken burgers do you eat a week?
Well, I eat as many buns as I get, and there's 6 buns to a thing, so I got to eat because otherwise it's wasting food. So those will last. It'll be about 6 over the course of say 4 days. But they're not that bad. It's only the mayonnaise that's bad. The rest is all just chicken and lettuce and buns.
But you fry them.
I pan fry them. I don't deep fry them.
Oh, okay.
In olive oil.
In olive oil. It's not deep fried.
Yeah.
And they're crumbed and the eggs all right. Anyway, when I went to buy my chicken burger stuff today,
I'm just hungry.
this is who I saw at the Ralph's. Do you want to know who?
All right.
Stan Lee.
Really?
I saw Stan Lee pushing a cart around Ralph's.
How were you able to recognize Stan Lee?
Because he's always on TV.
He's not on TV that
With
much.
great responsibility becomes
he's
great
the guy
power.
He's the guy who drew Superman.
No, he did not. He works for Marvel Comics, not for DC. He invented
Or
Captain
Spider-Man,
America,
Spider-Man,
the
I'm
Hulk,
sorry.
and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
He invented all those cartoons. He's got to be 90 years old.
I love how you just got so angry that I got the wrong.
Well, see, no, because everything that Stan Lee did was set in our world. So Spider-Man lived in New York and all that type of stuff. And everything from DC Comics are more like Gotham City and Metropolis. And everybody has like, everyone who's got superpower is also like an awesome guy, in the rest of their lives. Where anyone in Marvel, you get like, okay, so Spider-Man has the same problems we have and all that type of stuff. And then you got like the guy like the Thing off the Fantastic Four, and he's just like a big rock man, a bit retarded. The Incredible Hulk, he doesn't like his superpower. The people who from Marvel always have a conflict with their superpower, except for my favorite, and you wouldn't know it would be my favorite, but I'm a Captain America guy. I love a bit of Captain America. Anyway, I was so excited to see him, but I didn't go up and say hello. And I don't know if he lives in LA, but it was very exciting to see. He was the guy who invented, with a lot of power becomes a lot of responsibility or whatever. The statement was, and people use that like. I think I got that statement wrong.
Yeah, I think I heard Barack Obama use it recently.
He also, Barack Obama, he stole that fucking yes we can. He stole that off Bob the Builder. That was Bob the Builder's catchphrase, and Obama nicked it. Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Bob the Builder, yes we can. He nicked it. Anyway, so this made me want to think. Okay, Eddie, name me the biggest celebrity you've ever met.
Probably Julia Roberts.
Or how'd you meet Julia Roberts?
I went to a movie premiere. Ben Stiller was in a movie called Permanent Midnight.
Called I'm Taking My Shirt Off
Yeah,
Again
I want
for comedy purposes.
I want to show my arms because I work so hard at them that people have to know.
You've never met someone who works their body more and still like, no, I'm goofy. I really am. Hey, can I take my top off? Oh, no. Oh, I bought this shirt. It's too small for me. Isn't this hilarious? Over my abs.
Look at every movie he's ever been in. Meet the Parents. He's in a little Speedo in the pool. Tropic Thunder. No sleeves. Dodgeball. like spandex the whole time. That was Jim. That's disgusting. Ben Stiller has to show his arms. So I went to a movie premiere for Permanent Midnight, which is where he's a heroin addict. Good film, really good film.
I didn't know he's ever done a drama.
Yeah, and it's really, really good. It was based on this guy, Jerry Stahl, who used to write for Harry and the Henderson. No, Alf.
He
wrote for Alf. And he's from my hometown. He's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, is it based on the guy from Alf? And the guy from Alf was on heroin?
Yeah, who got on heroin. And he was writing this comedy. And he was like a sitcom writer, top sitcom writer. But the whole time he was like a functioning heroin addict. So he was from Pittsburgh, too. So I went up to him at the premiere. And I went, hey, Jerry, I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm a comedian, blah, blah, blah. And he went, good. And walked away. Like he wanted nothing to do with me.
I do that to people, though.
So I'm sitting there at my table because I was there with Ben Stiller's sister, Amy, who we used to share managers, had the same management.
And what does Amy Stiller do when she's live?
She's an actress.
Really?
And so I was with Ann Mira, Jerry Stiller, and then Amy.
And Amy Stiller.
And we meet up with
who
Ben.
Looks like her dad.
Have you
Does
seen
she
her?
really?
Yeah. She's in a lot of his movies. So we meet up with Ben and Ben's wife or fiance at the time, who's his wife now.
Who's the bird who played
Marsha.
Marsha out of the Brady Bunch?
Yes.
And she played the bald chick in an episode of Friends.
Which is really coincidental.
She's hot, eh?
It's coincidental that she played Marsha, because remember the scene where she gets hit in the face with the football and her nose blows up? In that scene, she looks remarkably like Ben Stiller's best friend, Owen Wilson.
Right, that is true. With the bent nose.
So,
Isn't it? Owen Wilson tries to kill himself, and Ben Stiller suffers from depression. There's something wrong in that bit of Hollywood.
So
They blamed that on Steve Coogan. Do you remember hearing that?
Oh, really?
Courtney Love blamed Owen Wilson trying to kill himself on Steve Coogan, who, in my opinion, is the greatest comic.
Oh, he's amazing.
Character comic of all time.
No, he's the guy in Tropic Thunder. He's the funny guy that gets his arms cut off.
He's the director who blows up at the beginning. But he did a character on a British TV called Alan Partridge, which is my favourite sitcom, hands down, one of the funniest things ever. But he's really famous in the UK. And then he what other parts?
He had a drug and alcohol problem, though, didn't he?
Oh, he still does. He's still a coke. Well, from what I can tell, this is all just me saying, but he's known for dabbling in those type of activities. He played the psychiatrist on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right.
And he one that got locked up by Larry and that type of stuff. And they reckon that they did a film together. They, in Night at the Museum, Steve Coogan played the Roman captain and Owen Wilson played the cowboy. And they used to fight each other. And they reckon that because they were only on scenes like once a month, they had to be in during the shoot because their roles were so small that those two were hitting the drugs pretty hard every day in between. And they reckon that Owen Wilson went into some like rehab thing for like depression or something, and Coogan was waiting there with a bag of drugs at the gate. Ah!
It's funny you say that.
But you know who said that?
Who?
Who said that? Courtney Love said that Steve Coogan was a bad influence on Owen Wilson.
Well, it's funny you say that. I was performing in Wigan. Now, nobody listening to this knows where Wigan is, but it's a suburb of Manchester. Oh.
No, it's not. It's a city in between Manchester and Liverpool. It's a horrible little place.
Yeah, but that would be a suburb.
Home of Johnny Vegas, I think.
Just a horrible, horrible place. I was about to go on stage, and I always say before I go on, I'm like, these people are going to hate me because I get these bad feelings. I go, these people are going to hate me, and people usually assuage you, but no, you're going to be fine. I go, these people are going to hate me. And the MC goes, yes, they are. So anyway, after the show, I bombed really badly. This guy comes up to me at the bar, and he's like, hey, you're really funny. I like your stuff. I know no one else liked you, but I liked you. And he's like, I know comedy pretty well. I've seen a lot of it, and you're great. And I was like, thanks, man. So we start talking. I said, how do you know comedy? He starts knowing everything. He said, oh, he didn't say his name. He said, my brother's a comic. And I said, who's your brother? And he said, Steve Coogan. And his name is Martin Coogan. He was actually the lead singer of the Mock Turtles, a band that had like a #1 hit. So he knows comedy pretty well. He's now a substitute teacher or something. So he said, we started talking, and I was talking to him about, he's like, oh, I'm coming to LA. We should hang out. We should party. And I said, at the time, I was trying to quit drinking because I was a little out of control. So I said, I'm kind of trying to quit drinking. He goes, oh, I got to introduce you to my brother. He's in LA right now.
Did you meet Steve?
No, I never met him. He said, my brother just got there, and he's, just gone through rehab, so you two should hang out. So maybe I could be on heroin with Owen and Steve.
Oh, I don't think it was. I don't look.
You think
everything.
that was a
everything.
bullshit?
This is just things that I've read in papers and stuff. So I know that could be complete bullshit. But anyway, so you were saying
So I'm
the
at
woman's face looked like Owen Wilson's face, which is always a
Marsha
compliment.
Brady when she got hit in the face with a
Face.
football looked like Owen
Owen
Wilson's
Wilson,
nose.
yeah.
I don't understand how he has a movie career with that nose.
I like his brother more.
His brother's kind of bland, I
But
think.
is there another one? Is there a third one?
There's like Andrew, Luke, Owen. The movie they first made, Bottle Rocket. It was a short film that then got made into a feature-length film. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And Wes Anderson directed it. And it's how they got all their fame, because everybody in Hollywood saw this film. In fact, I forget, somebody famous financed it, like James Caan or something, saw it and was like, this is incredible, financed it to make the feature. And then they all became famous from it because it was all about these delusional characters.
Well, they didn't all become famous.
Reasonably.
I only know the two.
Well,
What are the
Andrew
other-
didn't.
What's Andrew doing?
Holding their...
I always think when you see brothers like the Wilson brothers or the Baldwins, their parents have got to be fairly proud, right? There's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be like, fuck this. I don't have to worry about retirement.
More than
I'm
ours.
fine, because my brothers are both quite successful. I'll tell you. Okay, you didn't finish your story. Keep going.
Anyway, so we go to the premiere. At the film, I'm there with Ann Mara, Jerry Stiller, Ben, all of them, the table. A guy named Darren Aronofsky. Do you know who Darren is?
No.
He directed the movie Pie, Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler. He's got a new film coming out. Massive director. I went to acting school with Darren. We
Right.
used to go to acting class every once a week or twice a week, whatever, and I'd see him twice a week. And he was really cool in acting class. He used to talk to me. I was trying to make a film at the time, and he'd give me advice because he had just made Pie. So I didn't know whatever happened with Pie. One day I call him on the phone and I go, hey, Darren, I'm trying to get financing for my film. I was wondering if you could give me some recommendations. He goes, how'd you get this number? And I go, well, what? He's like, well, I don't know if you know this, but I just won Sundance. And I went, congratulations. He goes, yeah, so I'm going to be really busy, so I'm not going to be able to help you out. I went, oh, okay. So that night, I see Darren. It's the first I've seen him since acting class, and he's now exploded, where he's like one of these top directors.
Sure.
He comes up to the Stillers. Hi, Mrs. Stiller. Hi, Mr. Stiller. Hi, Amira. Hi, Mr. Stiller. Hi, Ben. Hi, everybody. Ignores me.
Right. Did he recognize you though?
Completely. And just walked past me. So later at the buffet, I'm standing getting some food. Darren comes up to me and goes, hey, Eddie, how you doing? And I'm like, no, you can't talk to me now in private. Like, you ignored me and shunned me in public. That's where it hurt. I don't care if you talk to me here. I know and you know that we know each other. I need other people to know that we know each other. So at our table was Elizabeth Hurley.
I love Elizabeth Hurley.
I
think she was the sexiest. She's the sexiest out of all the Austin Powers women by a mile.
But that night, Julia Roberts
she's old
just
now.
completely overshadowed her because they were at the table.
Was it
I've
Keith
never
Shade?
found Julia Roberts like hot.
I don't find her hot, no.
Not at all. But there's something about her. I couldn't stop looking at her.
Well, she's really famous.
No, there's something about her.
That's what it is. When you meet
Nope.
really famous people, you think, oh, they've got something about them where you
Nope,
can't keep your
she
eyes on them
does.
because you're going, oh, that's a really famous person.
Nope, she's got it because Elizabeth Hurley is right next to her, and I could care less about Elizabeth Hurley.
She's not as famous as Julia Roberts.
But there was something about
I would
her.
still do Elizabeth Hurley over Julia Roberts.
You know, there's like an ugly girl that you can't help it. You want to fuck the ugly girl.
Lindsay. Lindsay's that girl. Can't help myself. Look at her, she's smiling now.
She got mad this week. I told her that one of these nights she's gonna have sex with you, and I said, what's gonna happen is you'll probably get really drunk, and you're gonna wake up in the morning, and you're not gonna know if it was Jason or Jim that you had sex with.
I said something nasty today while I was on the phone to you while I was sitting on the toilet, and you went, she's in the house.
Yeah,
and I went,
he made a crack about you.
I made a nasty crack about you. I'm not going to say.
No, but it was like a joke, and then
It was
I
like-
go,
it was like a
hey,
joke.
she's probably in the
She's
house.
probably in the house. And I was sitting in the toilet with the door open, so if you were in Eddie's room with the door open, it would have been really obvious that I was... What I said, it wasn't too bad. I said, I like Lindsay.
For those of you that don't know, Lindsay is, she works on the show. She is, I don't know how to explain Lindsay.
She lives up... No, I did not call you ugly.
That's starting to affect her. You have to stop. You can do that to Jason, but she's
No,
a girl.
I didn't
You
call... What
can't
I
do
said
that
was,
to a
I was
girl.
on the toilet talking, and he goes, where's Lindsay? I said, you know what I think of Lindsay? I'd like Lindsay to be my daughter. Isn't that nice? They said that.
Yeah, but I'm sure that it ended.
Yeah, there was-
very
there was
Well,
different.
the
more
thing
to it.
was, it's because, when you want your daughter, you want them to be pretty, but you don't want people to want to fuck them because they're your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, you're pretty, but I know you'd take care of yourself and you wouldn't put any shame on the family.
Colin wants to fuck her.
Yeah, but... Yeah, do you, Colin?
Yeah, Colin. Why not?
Why not? He's not doing anything.
not a good
He
answer.
might do... Anyway, so
Watch
what
this.
happened?
Watch this. Jason,
Don't answer that, Jason.
do you want to have sex with her?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, why? It's such a fucking compliment. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to have sex with you.
Jason, watch this. Do you want to rape her?
God.
He doesn't want to rape her. He has to rape her. That's what rape is. They never want to. Yeah, they always, Anyway, so what happened? Was that your whole story?
No. The story was
That Julia Roberts was pretty.
no.
You could've
no.
said
but
that a
the-
lot
the-
fucking quicker.
But when they did the talking about the film, Elizabeth Hurley had to run down the aisle to come up to speak, about the film.
Sure.
And because she stars in the film with Ben.
Right.
And she had this loose top on, and her tits were just fucking bouncing out. And
She doesn't have big tits, though.
but they were pushed up that they were falling out of the dress she had on, and she made a comment about it, and I was like, but I'm saying she was sitting at the table with the boobs were just being pushed out, and I still couldn't stop looking at Julia Roberts. So that was back to I'd say she's the most famous.
Most famous person you met.
I had sex with a girl who had sex with Jack Nicholson,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and the girl told me, I said, did so you he picked her up in a bar, and this is 5 years ago.
Hey.
And she was 25, and I go, did Jack did you had sex with him? Did he wear a condom? She goes, no. And I go, he didn't use a condom. She goes, no, I asked him to, and he said, Jack doesn't wear condoms.
Well, see, I've heard you tell that story before, and I got to agree with Jack on that one. I use condoms, but when I'm sick, because I'm finding it extremely hard to come with a condom on now.
Yeah.
Extremely hard. I can't imagine my chances of ejaculating with a condom on in my 60s.
He's older than 60s. He's in his 70s, I think. now.
Well, so I'm not wearing a condom past 50. No fucking way in the world.
Because you're dead
I'm
already.
gonna have a vasectomy. I'm not wearing a condom. And even now, what I do is I wear the condom. When
Can
I
you-
get close
can
to coming, I take the condom off and wank on him.
I'm going to love it if Jim's 83 and he's got gonorrhea.
I would say, if you tell me I got AIDS in my 70s, I'll be like, "Pff,
Good.
whatever. Just makes me more exotic. Like I've done something. Now people will think that they can live with it forever. I go, hey, I'm in my 70s and I've got it. And they'll go, all right, don't worry with the condom.
You'll have a whole new show at Edinburgh.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Me and my AIDS.
I'll be edgy again. All those young comics that have out-edged me, and I'll be edgy. I met Noel Gallagher once when I was in the Groucho Club in London, which is the most exclusive sort of members bar in London. And I was there, and I just done a show in a small theatre, and afterwards, because I was in the theatre, they let me into the club.
And you said this Gallagher is not the bad one.
This is the most talented one. This is the one who wrote all the songs.
But
If you
they're
know
not-
Oasis, this is he sang some of the songs. He sang the "So Sally can wait, she knows it's too late as we walk."
But he's
Sang
not
that
the
one.
troublemaker.
Well, they're both troublemaker, but this one's not known as the troublemaker.
Okay.
No, this is the older brother who was the power behind Oasis.
Okay.
And anyway, so I was, but he's huge in Britain still. He's a huge celebrity. And I was in there, and Russell Brand was in there, and I've met Russell a few times, and me and Russell were having a chat. Now, Russell doesn't drink anymore, and I was hammered. It was about 4 or 5 in the morning, right?
I like how that goes. Russell doesn't drink anymore, and we know.
Yeah, I was fucking plastered. And I just done a really good show, and I was a bit fucking full of myself, and I was sort of staggering around. Now, let's cut back. Now, there was a story in 2009, which was the biggest story of the year in Britain. The biggest story of the year was Russell Brand was on radio, and he stated that he had sex with Manuel from Fawlty Towers' granddaughter. Now, in case you don't know, Fawlty Towers is probably the most popular British sitcom of all time. There's a guy who played a waiter in this thing called Manuel. He played some Spanish waiter. And this guy's become like a national treasure. He's an old bloke.
Like
He's
bigger than John Cleese?
no, but he's still as beloved.
Like
as
John Cleese.
Like John Cleese.
Okay.
Right? As beloved as John Cleese. And they're the same age. They're 70-year-old guys, right? Anyway, his granddaughter is a girl called Georgina Bailey, and if you Google her online, she's a member of a dance troupe called the Satanic Sluts. So she's no wilting flower, this girl. There's plenty of pictures of her just, topless as soon as you go on the net, right? Anyway, Russell Brand had sex with her, as I'm sure many people have, but he didn't just stop at that. On his radio show with Jonathan Ross, who is Britain's equivalent of David Letterman, he was the guest on the radio show, they rang up this guy and said, hey, I fucked your granddaughter, right? And everyone in Britain, he didn't answer, but they left 9 messages on his answering machine going, I slept with your granddaughter. It was a huge story, and everyone in Britain was up in arms, just like, oh my God, you can't do that, get these idiots. So both of them, Jonathan Ross lost his TV show, got suspended off his TV show for a few months. Russell Brand was fired off the radio and couldn't leave his house, but it actually was a good thing for his career in the end. But
as it always is.
At the time, it was a big deal. Now, getting back to me, I fucked Manuel's granddaughter 2 or 3 years earlier to that and had told all my friends. And so there was everybody I knew this story about me fucking Manuel's granddaughter. So when this happens, whenever something like this happens in the media where a comedian goes too far, comedians such as myself get rung up by the media to go, what do you think about the Russell Brand incident? And I meant to go, wow, comedians say stupid things, blah, da, 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 da. I don't agree with what he did. He probably shouldn't have rang his grandfather. It was out of order, but, as long as he apologizes. That's what my response was, right? Now, many other comics had also had this phone call. And one of the dickheads along the line went, oh, yeah, Jim Jeffries fucked her as well, right?
After you had already given your response.
I'd already given my response to several papers. So now I have phone calls ringing into me going, did you also fuck Manuel's granddaughter? And I was like, no comment. Oh, what are you going to do? Because when I shagged her, she was quite young. She was of age, but she was like 18 or something. And she hadn't joined the Satanic Sluts, and I may have been the thing that pushed her over the ledge. But anyway,
you were her Steve Coogan to Owen.
She wasn't
Wilson.
covered in tattoos at this stage. She was just a chick. She was actually performing in a play with Andrew Sachs, who's Manuel, at the Edinburgh Festival, and I shagged her at the festival. Anyway, so this all became like a big thing. So I denied it. And then it sort of died down over time. Cut to 6 months later, I'm in the Groucho Club. There's Russell Brand. I'm drunk. And I sort of stumble up. And I go, you owe me an apology because I had all those papers ringing me up all the time. He goes, ooh, whatever happened? As he failed his arms around and his hair buffed up. Right?
And his Brillo-y shirt. Lace.
As he jumped off a pirate
and
ship.
His teased hair. And his leather scrunched down high heel boots.
So he says all these things to me. And I like Russell. I fucked Manuel's granddaughter as well. And he goes, oh, wasn't she grubby? Didn't she need a wash? Right? And we had a laugh and we joked about it and we sort of compared notes, as men do in this situation. Then Noel Gallagher walks up to our group of 2 to make it a group of 3. Now, Russell and Noel have become very good friends over the last couple of years. And I love Oasis. I have every album. I have it back in my place in London. I have posters on the wall. I was just so starstruck, I couldn't even fucking talk. And Noel Gallagher's there. And Noel looks at Russell and goes, so who's this guy? And Russell goes, oh, I'm ever so sorry. This is Jim Jeffries. Now, I could have gone, I'm a comedian as well, and I know Russell from being a comedian. But what I said was, I fucked Manuel's granddaughter too. And then there's just this awkward sort of look. And he doesn't drink either, Noel. And then I went, I should go then. He sort of nodded and I slithered away. So I met one of my heroes and I was just a complete nutter cock. That's
you do that when you're drunk.
You do that when you're drunk.
Like that story I told you about that you told me the other night that I don't know if you want me to tell.
What story was that one?
When you grabbed the...
one of my agents.
Can I tell the story? It's funnier because you don't even realize what was so funny about it.
Well, I know what I did.
You called me on the phone, and he always calls me the morning after when he's in trouble, and he goes, I fucked up last night. I fucked up bad. And I go, what? He goes, I grabbed my agent's tit. And I go, what? And I've seen him do this to girlfriends. And just when he's drunk and he's talking, he'll just like at dinner, he'll just start grabbing their well, he goes, I grabbed her tit. I go, what? Why would you grab your agent's tit? He goes, she wasn't listening.
She wasn't listening. She was paying attention to
So-
another comedian. And he was like a newish sort of comedian who just signed to it, Jamie Kilstein. And I thought, I'll throw my weight around a bit here. I was drunk. So my agent, Joanna, I just grabbed a tit. And then as soon as I did it, I felt awkward. And I sort of slithered away. And she looked at me like I'd crossed the line. And I spent the next week at the Montreal Comedy Festival apologising. And hopefully her husband's not listening because he's about 7 foot tall and could beat the living shit out of me.
And a better go-kart racer than both
He's
of us.
a better go-kart racer. We went go-kart racing for my birthday once. And how can I say? This was... were you in pole position?
You were always in pole position because it was your
I
birthday.
started in pole position, the 2 laps and everything. And then the race, and you were like sitting in 3rd position or
Yes.
something like that. And you wiped me the fuck out on the first corner, and I finished like 4th.
I'm very competitive.
Instead of just like going past me, you wiped me out, and I was stuck under tyres for ages as we did the proper lap. And now to this day, there's a fucking Eddie didn't even come first. He had a 3rd trophy that sits in the living room
On the mantle.
to remind him that he's better than me. Constantly, you can see its little head
The
sticking out.
best
of the
was
picture.
I pushed Paul Provenza, who directed The Aristocrats. Paul Provenza.
Provenza was there.
I hit him so hard. He was stoned.
We should do that again. That was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good day.
Paul was stoned, and so Paul really didn't care about winning. So he was on like the side of the track, like going like half the speed we were going, but he was in my way. I hit him so hard to get him out of my way that he went like under the barriers. The plastic barriers came up off the ground, and he got stuck. And when I drove by the next lap, I saw his neck like tilted that I thought I might have killed him, but I need to beat
He's got no
Jim.
family.
I need to beat Jim, so fuck him. And he told me, he goes, I saw you go by and you didn't care. And I was like, no, I didn't give a shit. I had to beat Jim. Because you were rubbing it in the whole time. Jim's like, I'm in first again. Did you see that?
I was getting the best laps. I still got the best lap even in that final race, but because of that wipeout, I was so... You know what, though? I went with Rachel in Vegas. We went go-karting.
I went to that same place for my brother's bachelor party.
Near the Palms.
Yep.
Now, you can only go-kart with friends. You can't go-kart.
And they have Nick Swartzen's picture up on the wall.
Yeah, you can't go-kart with mixed groups of people. You can't go in a group of 2.
no.
Because then you get some little fuck there who go-karts every fucking
has his own
day.
helmet.
Has his own helmet and everything. And then you got to pull aside for the better races. And you pull aside, and you're like, fuck off, cunthead. Like, I'm like fucking 215 pounds. This fuckhead's like 140 pounds. Of course he's going to go along a bit zippier than I do.
We had those guys, and my brother got so sick of, like, he wasn't good at it, and it was his bachelor party. So my brother would just, like, pull up to, like, a place where no cars went in the, you know, like, around turns. Everybody's taking the inside. So he would sit on the outside of a turn, turn his go-kart sideways, just wait for you to come around the turn, and then ram into you full speed and T-bone you.
Yeah.
And he found that really funny.
Sure.
So you'd come around the turn, like, racing, and all of a sudden you'd see him, and you'd be like, fuck! And he would just ram you into a wall. So all of a sudden, my brother does that one time, and then I guess it turns his cart, like, sideways, and those guys that you're talking about that wear their own helmets come flying around the turn and T-bone my brother. Like, he stopped, and the guy hits him full speed, and I saw my brother's helmet fly in the air off his head. And I thought he was decapitated. I just saw the helmet bounce, and I went, oh, how am I going to explain this to Mom?
Well, see, there was some little guy who wiped Rachel off the track. Like, how Rachel's 4'11".
I would get off my go-kart and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, but it's hard. You can't tell which one did it. But like, who pushes a little girl off the fucking
Go-karters.
Go-kart?
I would have.
Hey,
if she was racing with us, I would have.
Jason, you want to go go-karting in the next few weeks?
Yeah.
We'll get Paul Provenza, we'll get Glenn Wall as well.
I'm taking Jason camping.
Oh God!
Can I tell my Kurt
What are
Vonnegut
you
story?
using him as a boat?
I told him he has to get his own tent though because he can't stay in my tent.
Just
And
fucking just put a stick under one of your t-shirts.
And you know what he said to me? He goes, I don't like tents. I like to sleep outside. And I go, Jason,
Yeah,
get a tent because if it rains, I'm not fucking letting you in my tent.
He has a smell that even mosquitoes find offensive. Oh, that's made the microphone smell bad.
your man.
I put the microphone up to my eyes to do a fart. I bring it back, and it had like a lofty fucking. Oh, it's not a good one.
Wait, I wanted to tell your Manuel's granddaughter,
Yeah.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Put a picture of her up on the Facebook site, someone, when we get a chance.
Kurt Vonnegut has a daughter. Well, he's got a bunch of them.
You keep telling me about. I don't know who fuck Kurt Vonnegut is.
Did you ever see the movie with Rodney Dangerfield? You've never seen that movie?
I don't know. I've
No.
seen lots. Old school.
You know, no, it's not called old. Back to School.
I like Back to School. Hey, I'm a melon. Hey,
Melon
I'm going
Man,
back
he's
to
having
school.
the best party ever.
Oh, I'm really good at the high dive.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the scene when he's supposed to write like a book report on a Kurt Vonnegut book? And Kurt Vonnegut shows up. He hired Kurt Vonnegut to write it.
Right.
And then he gets like a D on it. They're like, whoever wrote this knows nothing about Kurt Vonnegut. Well, that's Kurt Vonnegut. He wrote Slaughterhouse-Five. He's considered one of like the greatest American writers ever.
All right.
Jason, do you have anything to say about that? Have you read any Kurt Vonnegut?
Slaughterhouse.
Jason,
You have read Slaughterhouse?
after
High
this
school.
story, I'm punching you in the stomach.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do
I
that.
have to go pee first.
No, you said
no,
you could take
no.
it. You also said you could wrestle and take Joe Rogan for a round.
I didn't say I could take him. I
Joe
said
Rogan's
I'd do
coming
it.
on an episode soon.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
you
say I could take him. I hear he's amazing, but
Well, you'll find
it's
out.
Okay.
But
But if
I
you take
said
mushrooms,
I went to pass because Eddie's
It's
buff,
an
right?
honor
Eddie's
to get
got
beaten
things.
by a master.
And you said to me that you offered. I said to Eddie, "Can I punch you in the stomach?" Because he came down the stairs, and he said no. And you went, "You can punch me."
If you want.
So I can
Can I
punch
too?
you.
No.
Why not?
Why do you want to punch me in the stomach?
What do you think that Eddie would throw a harder punch than me?
I don't know.
Well, you'll find out, won't you?
Oh, you guys want to both do it?
Yeah, and we want you to tell
punch,
us which
I
one
punch
punched
like
you harder.
Butterbean, fuckhead. I can punch.
Didn't
don't
you see him in
judge
his
me.
video where he gets punched by the guy
Yeah.
in Manchester?
I'm not a fighter.
No ball shots. No
In the
nasty-
stomach, you
Yeah.
pick the part of your
right in my
body.
abs, right here.
Which stomach can we hit?
You're like a cow.
Whatever one you want, Eddie.
I'm worried if I punch
I
you in the
once-
stomach, I'm gonna hit the second level of breasts.
Wow, how would that hurt anybody? Now, may we also add that before we started this podcast tonight, we ordered some Chinese food, and if it's not here in the next 25 minutes, I'm making $50.
No, if it is here,
You said it would be here before the hour.
Yeah, before the hour.
and I said,
If it is here in the next 25 minutes, I get $50.
well, it's actually now down to 23 minutes.
23 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So
still confident. I think it's gonna come in the last 10 minutes on my bet, but I'm still confident.
I'm telling the Kurt Vonnegut story.
All right.
I was at the Comedy Cell in New York.
You always tell me this story, and I never listen, so I'm gonna listen this time.
All right. I think it's pretty. It's my closest to fame. Fuck.
It's because I don't know who Kurt Vonnegut is.
He's a famous writer.
Famous, right? And you fucked his daughter.
No. I get off stage and this girl comes up to me and like she's like, basically going, "I want to fuck you." Like she was dirty, like,
Sure.
saying really dirty things.
Sure.
I think she might have grabbed my balls. She kept going, "Let's go get a hotel room right now. Let's go to the Standard." Because I was staying at my sister's in New York, and she's like, let's go right now. She was staying at a friend's place. She's like, "Let's get a hotel room." And you know when a girl's so pushy, you're like, you're turned off. That's how I was. I was like, "You want this too badly. I don't want to do it."
I once tried to send one out of my hotel room. I just said, "I'm not into this." And the girl wouldn't say no for an answer. And I said, "This is like rape now." I said, "You can just sleep here, but I'm not going to do it." And then she went, "What if I take my top off?" And she took her top off and she sort of stood there like in the most unattractive pose ever. I said, it's making it worse.
Yeah.
You got to get
That's
out
how
of it.
this girl was. She
Yeah.
kept pushing it and kept pushing it and So we exchanged numbers or whatever. And she said to me, she goes, "I'm Kurt Vonnegut." She threw it in as quickly as possible. She goes, "I'm Kurt Vonnegut's daughter."
She's got to be like 70 then.
No, she
Because
was.
he was old in old school.
She's about 25, I
All
think.
right. Good work, Kurt.
So she said, she said, "I'm Kurt Vonnegut's daughter," and she goes, "Do you know Kurt Vonnegut?" And I said, "I loved him in Back to School," and she goes, "Do you know how stupid that makes you sound?" And I go, "You're the one that wants to fuck me, like you're the stupid one." So then she goes, we're talking forever, and I just kept making fun of her, and she goes, I go, "Well, if I fuck you, do I get to meet Kurt Vonnegut?" And she goes, "He's dead."
So no more movies for Kurt.
And I go, I guess I'm not gonna fuck you then. So we exchange phone numbers, and she keeps bugging me. She lives in L.A. She didn't have a car because she had a DUI or something.
Sure.
She keeps calling me. I want to meet up. I'm like, no. She's like, I'll take a cab down there. I was like, no. So finally, she comes to the Improv one night, finds me at the Improv. And Brian, who was on an earlier episode, Brian, who told us the story about how he had sex with the transvestite.
Yes, we all remember Brian.
Brian is driving me because I'm pretty fucked up. Brian says, I'll give you a ride home. She's like, I'm coming. Brian has a baby seat in the back of his car, and there's nowhere else to sit. He has her sit in the baby seat.
Right, so she was a small girl.
Yes. And Brian's probably better to tell the story of what happened, but when we got out of the car to come into the house, she had on like stiletto heels. She stands up in his SUV on his front seat, and her stiletto heel just pierces right through the leather seat. And I hear Brian say something like, "Get out, you cunt."
Right.
He was so angry at her. To this day, he hates her with every part of his being.
And did she apologize?
No, she was so drunk. She's just like, get upstairs and fuck me. But I remember in the morning, I made her promise she would get a cab the first thing in the morning and leave. I'm like, please just get out of
How is Kurt's daughter in the hay? How is she?
She even IM'd me one time. We should get back together, and I go, wasn't good the first.
What did she look like?
She's not bad. You can probably Google her.
Well, I can't right now, but you give me a description. I'll tell you if you're right.
She's okay.
Yeah.
Scale 1 to 10. She's an American 6, Australian 7.
Oh, what does it make her in Britain?
12.
See, I like British chicks. See, this is the thing. I dig British chicks. I always have. My friend Jason John Whitehead has gone off the British women as well at the moment. He doesn't like them.
What was his girlfriend?
His girlfriend was English but Asian. Her name was Chow. That was her name, but she was an English bird.
Chow.
Chow, yeah, which is
Goodbye.
the Italian word for goodbye, and she's gone.
Um,
How is you ever fucked an Asian bird, Jason?
Have you ever fucked a?
What's the weirdest thing you've fucked? Like, we know it hasn't been women. What's the weirdest thing? What's the weirdest thing you've put your cock into?
Come on. Come on.
Like ever like a rubber doll or anything like that? I fucked a rubber doll once. I did it. I had one of these ones for like a stag do when it was in my house afterwards. You know what I mean? Just sitting around. And I did it not like, oh, I want to fuck a rubber doll. Just like, I wonder what it feels like. I didn't get to completion, but I put my cock in one. So I've done that.
No, I've never really done anything.
You never done anything?
Jason,
No.
shut up.
No, I'm trying to think. Like
You ever fingered your asshole?
once.
Have you?
Once. Did you lose something?
Yeah. Yeah, where you're trying to find your dignity.
Was it corked up and you needed to open it up so you could get more food in?
Yeah. Is that where your wife left her wedding ring?
Oh, that was mean.
No, so come on, what else you done? You shove a finger up your ass?
No, I mean I've never really been, like into weird
That's
things.
not
like
weird.
that.
That's not
You've
weird.
never
Well,
been.
like a rubber doll.
You've never
like-
been into anything.
You ever been like spanked or something?
He used to with his wife. She would have sex and he would sit in the room and watch.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Right. Were you allowed to wank while that was going on?
If I wanted to, sure.
Sure. And did you?
No.
Why
not?
wouldn't you?
Why
There's
would-
two girls having sex in front of you and you're not going to masturbate.
You didn't.
I don't know.
I'd masturbate if two men were having sex in front of me just so I could separate myself from the group.
Did you ever hear Attell's joke about that?
What?
He goes, Dave Attell goes, I watch so much porn that I've started watching gay porn, and I pretend like it's not gay porn. I pretend like it's just two guys that showed up really early.
So, come on. You never masturbate or anything?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, we used to, it was.
Bet you there was a lot of eating going on.
Would you sit and eat while they were fucking?
No.
Why?
There's only one girl that I wasn't allowed to be a part of, dude.
And who was she? What did she do?
I don't know.
Was she hot?
Give me the initials.
She was all right. I don't know her initials.
What color was she?
She was white.
Oh, yeah, they're nice. Oh yeah, Machete's shaking his head. Ernie out. Oh, you now, Ernie. Ernie, you're Mexican, we assume, yes?
That's right.
Yeah, right. And you don't like white chicks?
No, I don't really discriminate. Don't discriminate at all.
No, my cock's racist as fuck. My cock is...
Hey, John Mayer got in real trouble for that.
I know, he said... I agree with John Mayer. All I'm saying is, whenever you meet old people that go, hey, if it wasn't for our generation, you'd all be speaking German by now. And it'd be like, yeah, I'd be fucking blonde chicks. Like... you've just shown me a picture of Kurt Vonnegut's daughter. She needs some acne cream or something. She's a lumpy girl. She's very pretty, but you're a lumpy lass. No amount of cum on the face is going to fix those scars up, sweetheart. Oh, yeah, and she's looking all, oh, my dad died. Yeah, whatever.
She has like all these tattoos on her body of his like quotes and stuff from his
Really?
books. It's like
I've got my buddy has tattooed quotes of my dad as well. Things like "take out the garbage," written over my ass, and what's dad jokes. I just got my body covered with dad jokes.
I like
hey,
your
Dad.
I like your impression of your dad.
Hey Dad, I'm hungry. Hello, hungry? Oh, I'm Dad. That one. That's another good one. That's another good one that always comes out. What are we gonna have for dinner, Dad? Spaghetti. Oh, cool. Actually, I'm gonna make it hot. You know, that's a dad joke. Hey, Dad, horses eat hay. I never understood that one, but he always would bring that one out as well. Dad's jokes. You don't do those in America?
No,
Dad's
no.
all-
For horses is. I remember people saying that.
You remember people saying that?
Yeah, like
I said it to you
grandparents and
yesterday.
parents. Did you?
Yeah.
You weren't
Saw
paying
you
attention.
yesterday.
You're really fucking stoned that. You were meant to be on a date
Yeah,
tonight.
you've gone into a weird stoned world that you're not usually in.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
You're getting aggressive. We all agree. Lindsay's
not
the first
aggressive.
one.
No,
to-
you
I
were.
did snap at Lindsay, but
You did
there's
snap
a lot
it.
of pressure.
Now
on
what
me
happened was
in
that
that
you
moment.
were going on a date tonight, and
Right.
I said you could go on the date,
Right.
and Eddie said you couldn't go on the date because you were needed for the show. And I
Right.
think
I-
I have been proven correct in this particular one that you are unnecessary.
Yeah, you probably should have gone on the date.
Yeah, but I like you. And who made you chicken burger?
You did.
Yeah, baby.
Do you like when Jim cooks for you?
Yes.
I made him a pasta dish with peas in
You
it.
know what? It's not about the food. It's about the he feels
No,
like when you
it's good.
cook
It's
for
chicken.
him.
Yeah, it's love.
Yeah, but when you cook for him,
It's like family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're the family that he never had.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't have any family in this country either. But you snapped at Lindsay, and what did Lindsay say to you? That made
He's
you
been
snap?
mean to Lindsay.
She wanted to know something. What did you ask me?
I don't know if I can care.
She doesn't want to be.
All right,
She
the
doesn't
two
wanna
of you,
go.
the two of you are dead weight in the show at the moment because neither of you are being funny or polite to each other. You can
Yeah,
either
what's wrong, Liz?
tell your stories and recap what happened, or you can just be mean to each other, or you can make up now, or it's time for Jim punching Craig Jason in the stomach.
What I love is that you just called him Craig Jason because even like as long as you've known him, you still forget that. His
No, I
name's
did that one on
Jason.
purpose. I call him Craig sometimes. All right, you ready?
All right.
All right. Hold
Wait, so Jim, I'll describe what's going on.
on. I gotta get.
Wait, so do we all get to punch him or just you?
Why would?
Wait! Before we start this, let me set it up. Lindsay, do you want to punch him too?
I wouldn't mind punching.
No.
Let's
We see if he's still up for it after I
No,
punch him.
no. Jason or Jim, I want to see if Lindsay punches harder than you.
All right, but I get to go
Okay.
first.
So wait. Let me describe what's happening. Wait. Jason is in. What's the stance that you're doing?
Just like a light
It's like a dynamic.
stance.
Is this a
Say
dynamic
it
stance?
into the microphone.
It's well, I'm just kind of like a light ready stance, like a bow stance. It's
Is this what you learn
yeah,
in,
just kind of like
in
basing
martial
myself
arts?
so that I don't like wipe out. If
Why don't
really
you
have
guys
to go
do
out
it on the
power.
hardwood instead of the carpet
have a
so
lot
that
of
you can
power,
really
you know?
get some power?
I'm
Jim?
holding my mic. I'm not going to hit him that hard.
Okay. Jim is about to punch Jason right now. Jason is
All right, so
flexing
who's
as hard
gonna
as
do
he
the
can,
countdown?
and he's
But
high.
I'm not gonna go 1, 2, 3 and hit you on 2.
Yeah, go ahead, do it. Whatever.
I'm gonna put a mic on
Whenever
his
you're
stomach
ready.
so we can hear the.
All right, but don't put it too close because I don't want to hurt my hand on the microphone.
Okay.
You're very low down. Your stomach starts very.
He's got a big gut.
So it's there. So you can lift the shirt.
Yeah,
up.
lift the shirt up. Yeah. Oh my God, you should see this
Oh
thing.
my God, my hand's
so-
scared.
It looks like he's got a hot water bottle hanging over his. Oh, now what are you doing? Why? Are you,
Getting the buckle out of the way so he doesn't hit that post.
oh, jeez.
You ready?
Nobody's
Ready?
seen that buckle in a long time.
I don't want to do this now. I'm gonna-
Ooh, your hand's gonna get lost in the blubber. Oh, it didn't even phase him.
All right, give me another go. I think I was a bit light there.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Ow, that did hurt though.
Shh, we want to hear the noise. Oh, that was a good punch, Jim. Did that hurt at all, Jason?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Lindsay.
It's
That's what
left.
I used to do in
It's
high
left
school.
a fist mark. All
What?
right.
I used to do this in high school.
Okay,
Let
Lindsay, come
anybody
in.
punch me.
Come in.
You did a lot more than this in high school.
Ow, that's hurt my hand. Have a go, Eddie, afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right, I'm gonna do it too. Colin, do you want to hit him too? Yeah, I guess we're all gonna do
Colin
it.
might
My
hurt me.
wrist is like sore.
Colin's probably like.
Ernie's.
Eddie could
Look at
probably-
Ernie. Ernie's lining up. I got one. All right, Lindsay's gonna now
Don't
punch
hurt
him.
your
All right.
wrist. Do you know how to throw a
No,
punch?
no, I hurt my wrist a bit.
What is your,
Just
what
hit
is-
him as hard as you
Are you
can.
gonna give me advice on how to punch you? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah, well, you want to make sure you don't want to use. You want to use
I
this.
hit
part
him
here?
quite hard, didn't I?
Yeah, you hit him really hard, and he didn't phase him. I love how he's doing this motion like he's a ninja.
No, I'm just. Yeah, I'm getting. Shh, okay, whatever.
I have left a fist mark. There will be a bruise on your stomach.
No.
Doesn't matter. No one's
Maybe
going to
a
see
little
it.
bit of a bruise. Come on, Judah.
This is what we do at our house on Monday nights.
All right,
Just
Eddie.
laughed at Lindsay.
Eddie, your turn. Your turn,
He
Eddie.
just laughed at Lindsay. All right, I'll
No,
punch
no,
him.
you're not going
punch
to.
him.
If I can't cause
I
damage,
don't
you're
like.
not going to.
You sure? I'm not. I don't want to hurt him.
Fair.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't
Well,
want to.
You couldn't hit
I
him.
can hit as hard as like.
No, I
All
don't
right,
want
here.
to.
All right, okay, come on, Eddie.
Eddie's gonna try to hurt me. Really
I don't want to
bad.
hurt you, but I want like you keep. I don't want to
Go
hurt
ahead,
you.
go for it,
But you
whatever.
keep saying like it doesn't
for it,
hurt,
go
so
for
I don't
it.
want
I
to.
gave him a solid punch.
Just don't hit my button.
What button?
That's
Just
where-
hit the stomach.
Don't hit his
See the
clit.
red bit where I hit him? That's where you hit him.
Yeah, hit me in the spot. He's tendered up. For
So
me.
like right below one of the
Anywhere
tits.
in here.
Just above the
right
navel.
below one of the four tits.
I don't have this. Just mean.
What's mean?
Okay, don't. Just do it.
Oh.
Eddie almost fell over.
Do it again.
Oh, Jesus.
Who hit the hardest?
Eddie hit pretty hard.
Uh-huh.
It's you guys are about even almost.
All right, Eddie, now I get to punch you.
No, I don't like getting punched. I don't play these dumb games. Noose is crying like Noose wants a punch.
Machete, do you want a punch? Come on, Machete.
Colin, you want to throw a punch? Colin wanted to hit him
You
once.
want to do it?
Come
Come
on.
on, come
I'll
on.
let
Let
you-
Yeah,
him
yeah,
punch.
yeah, come on, come
Colin
on.
wants to hit me, of course.
Colin,
This
if
isn't
no one's
personal.
ever seen Colin, but Colin's a very athletic
Yeah,
young
Colin's
man.
like a pro surfer, skateboarder.
I'm actually. Colin's the one
That you're afraid of.
Yeah, I can tell his body. Yeah, he's strong.
But
You can
gotta-
tell his
yeah,
body.
come
You've been
on.
watching his body. Pull your shirt up.
Oh, God.
Look at that. This is more fun. This should be on film just to see the blubber move and when it gets hit. Slow motion.
There is going to be a bruise there.
Yeah, it's already kind of.
I'm just looking at the,
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the stretch marks on the
Oh,
side.
don't be nasty. Don't be nasty.
Was there a baby in there? Oh.
He hit the
He
hardest?
hit the hardest?
Yeah, he hit the hardest.
There was some power in that one. Colin's so nice. He's like, sorry.
Right, it's cool.
All right.
Good
Now,
job, Jason.
it's going to bruise that.
Didn't
we're
hurt
we're
at all.
actually
No, it
very
doesn't
impressed.
hurt. It's like pain would be like if he got like really got me.
How
Like,
much can I
not
pay you to
bad.
punch you in the side of the head?
I want to hit. No, I want to get a
Why would you
2x4.
wanna punch me in the
I
head?
once punched Brendan Burns in the side of the head above his ear. Almost broke my hand, but he was concussed on the ground.
I would have paid money to see that.
Yeah.
How much for me to hit you in the stomach with a 2x4 as hard as I can?
I don't know.
How,
How
how much to hit you with my meat tenderizer?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this escalation going on?
Come on,
here?
you'll let us.
No, but it's a little,
No,
it's a
no,
little
the meat
hammer.
tenderizer. No, that'd hurt.
Like a real meat tenderizer?
Yeah, it's
No,
like
my
it's
little
heavy.
metal
It's
tenderizer, the
in
one that I make the
kitchen. It's
chicken
heavy.
burgers with. Yeah.
No, I don't need to be hitting with a mace. You know.
It's a little hammer. I'll do it with the soft side. I won't do it with the crinkly side. I'll do it with the soft side.
Do it to his shoulder blades. It'll be funnier.
You guys get to punch me. You should be happy.
Yeah, but we wanted
Why do you
that.
always
you
have to
just
go
We
opened
wanted
more?
that bit to be.
You want
you-
more.
The
You
problem
opened up a
is,
whole new
the
can of
problem is,
worms.
what we wanted was the you being pain. That would have made good
Yeah.
podcast.
The fact
Sorry.
that
That would have been something if you were riling in pain. But the fact that you took it so well, you actually outdid us, and we look like the fools.
Yeah.
in the
And
situation.
now my wrist hurts.
and my wrist hurts. Although if you have an awesome bruise there tomorrow, it'll make it all worthwhile.
What's gonna happen if there's no bruise? Will you be upset?
How much can I pay you to smear peanut butter in your ass and have a dog? Have this looking at?
Oh God!
No, if I pay you,
He says no, but if we gave him enough money, he'd do it.
$50.
No.
Not
There
really,
is a number. I'd do it for a number.
Not really.
your
Not
number?
over the
Hey,
hole.
what's your
Just
number?
above.
What's
Just
my
above.
number?
In your
What's
ass.
my number? Smear peanut butter in my ass and have a dog lick it out.
Mine's 10 grand.
I might even do it for less than 10.
Yeah, 10 grand.
Now, how many people know about it?
And you offered me 50.
But you're not allowed to put pictures of it on the internet. I'd do it for 10 grand.
I might do it for yeah.
But it's all relative to how much we earn a weekend. So I'm timing my weekendly rate by a certain amount.
Okay, so for Jason,
And so for you,
like
me giving you
$200.
$50 is still more than what I've timed my.
how much would you do it for?
I'm not. No.
There's gotta be a number.
No, I don't want to. No.
See,
That is cruel to animals.
it's not. Dogs like
No.
peanut
I must admit, Jason's ass is cruel to animals. I have 7 minutes left on this bet.
I know, and I just don't want to think about
Have
it.
you turned your phone off so they can't call you or anything?
No, but I think my number's probably about 15 or 20 grand.
If I give you this $50, you got to spend it on getting Jason doing something stupid with Jason.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Like what?
Well, basically the $50 is going to become yours tonight. The last time we had you do something, you went down the stairs, and we have hardwood floor stairs, that he rode an office chair down the stairs. The worst ride I've ever seen, by the way.
Do you think getting Jason to do stupid things for money is tax deductible if we put it on the podcast?
Well, he is a charity.
I think it is. I think that is tax deductible, right?
We could find a way to work that out.
He's
Yeah.
definitely charitable. He's got a certain percentage of Down syndrome or something. We discussed this one day, and we were trying to figure out what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And we were like, do you think it's autism, or do you think...
I think it's definitely autism.
I think it's like something
You're having
like...
a discussion about what's wrong.
It's not Asperger's. It's something...
You are-
you know what it is?
No,
It
it's
might be-
autism. It's
it might be
autism.
fetal alcohol syndrome.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah.
My mom was
Because his
drinker.
eyes are real
Yeah.
tight together.
You do have what you look like. You look like a gingerbread man who was taken out of the oven too early, and they just sliced your eyes with a spatula really quickly. You look half baked. That's what you look like.
Oh my god!
Like,
probably 'cause I am
because you. No,
half-baked.
'cause
I
you-
think he looks like.
you were all sitting up like a normal gingerbread man, and now you've melted away.
I think he looks like. Do you ever see when they take a dead body and they embalm it for a funeral, and it always looks real puffy because they put too much. Like you're a dead embalmed puffy body, like just way too much fucking shit in your body.
Would you rather just hit me again?
No, because that's what you do to his emotions on a daily basis. I couldn't believe
Oh,
it.
I forgot to tell you. I called him the other night. We went out to the Improv in Hollywood one night, and Jim and I and Lindsay and Jason, and we couldn't stop picking on him. It was like 4 hours of like relentless picking on. And I started to feel bad about it. We went to get In-N-Out Burger
In-N-Out
afterward.
Burger. And I said that I was going to shout everyone out In-N-Out Burger except for Jason. And I bought myself an extra burger just to throw away.
Because Jason didn't have any cash on him. So we wouldn't let him have a burger. And we were going to go through the drive-thru. And
I was
everybody
going to give him one. But
So
this is what I was telling him.
finally, at a red light, Jason jumped out of the car and ran into In-N-Out Burger and ordered himself one and paid on his credit card.
Yeah, I was going to get you one. I was only, but you ran out of in the middle of the road, ran out there.
But it was just relentless. We were
Yeah, but
really mean to
Here's
him.
the thing: is like where I come from, like they wouldn't have got me, like where I grew up. So I was like, I'm not.
Oh, I
letting
know.
this
I
go
know your
down
parents
again.
were mean.
Yeah,
to
we've heard all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
No, I mean just like
We
the
don't care.
kids, the
Nobody
crews,
can-
Becky's,
you didn't have friends.
That's how they are.
What? They wouldn't have
That's
given
right,
That's
you-
why
didn't-
you.
yeah.
That's why you let us do this.
Well, you do.
Just one-on-one
I'm going to
friends.
have to stick up for your friends there, Jason. In this world, you're meant to buy your own food. It's just how it is. I'm not going to judge the people where you grew up for. They didn't used to feed me
Did you ever-
everywhere I
did you
went.
ever buy
They
food?
were complete and other cunts. They
no,
would never
just-
buy me food.
Did you ever buy food when he's around and watch the look on his face to see if he's gonna buy for you?
My brother,
He always gives a look though, like
I know he does.
you got this one.
my brother, who's a multi-millionaire, he got divorced to a woman after being married to her for a month. And so what he did was, I was living in Perth at the time, and he came out to stay with me and my brother in Perth. Me and my flatmate in Perth. So my brother came out. Now remember, this is a multi-millionaire who would... Fuck! Yeah, baby! Yeah! $50. $50.
Fuck! With 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes.
Fuck!
Ah, bring on the mouse.
I got 2 spring rolls.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck.
Go,
Get some
go
spring
pay
rolls.
for it. You can take You can take $5 out of the thing to buy my spring rolls for me. You only owe me $45. All right, we're going to pause right here. We'll be back with the food. Hello, we're back from eating our Chinese food. I won $50. You will hear us on the next episode. We're going to put that money towards getting Jason to do stupid things. You can catch us on Stitcher.com. Also, check out our Facebook page that we have up and running now. Where will be photos of Georgina Bailey and of Jason's stomach bruise and Courtney Vonnegut. Is it Courtney Vonnegut? The crater face Vonnegut is going to be on there. Hey, give Buzz Aldrin a few fucking memories. And that's it. So thank you and listen to us again. Good night.